everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to start chapter 1 from class 10 science, that is chemical reactions and equations. We are going to start chemical reactions and equations today. Firstly, let's start knowing about the basics for this chapter. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the various types of chemical reactions that are taking place in our surroundings and how does these chemical reactions are useful, how to balance an equation, what are the different types of reactions that are occurring in our surroundings, how does these reactions occur, and everything we are going to know in this chapter. Okay. Consider the following situations of daily life and think what happens when milk is left at room temperature during summers. During summer days, it's very hot, right? So during these days, when you keep milk outside, at the end of the day, the milk gets spoiled and it is not suitable for drinking. Okay, and let's know why does this actually happen. You can observe that the milk, when it is fresh kept outside, the state of the milk is different while comparing to the state of the milk at the end of the day. An iron tawa pan nail is left exposed to humid atmosphere. You can observe like this situation is very familiar to all of us, that when we keep a nail, not keeping a specifically not keeping a nail, when you observe something made of iron kept out in the atmosphere, we can find after a few years we can find the rust formed, right? So this is a familiar example for all of us. And grapes get fermented. What you observe when grapes get fermented, that is they become too sour and are not capable, and we are not capable of handling that much sour, right? Food is cooked. Food is cooked initially. What is the stage of food, and after cooking the food, how that all the contents in the food have changed. We need to observe all of them. The food gets digested in our body. The food which we are taking in, after munching and everything taking place in our mouth, it gets digested in our body in the stomach. And how does that reaction takes place? We respire we respire we breathe, we take in oxygen, release out carbon dioxide. All these reactions occur in our daily life, right? In all the above situations, the nature and the identity of the initial substances have somewhat changed. We have already learnt about physical and chemical changes of matter in our previous classes. Whenever a chemical change occurs, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. So we know what is a physical change and what is a chemical change, right? We say that when there is a change in the external appearance of an object, or we make the changes physically and this change can be reversed back to its original position, is called to be a physical change. And what about a chemical change? If a change occurs which cannot be reversed, and the change which occurred that cannot be reversed, is called a chemical change. So whenever there is a chemical change we observe, we say that a chemical reaction has taken place. So it is a new word for us. What is a chemical reaction? What are we actually talking about? But today we can find answer for all these questions, right? Firstly, we'll start with this activity 1.1. In this activity, what are they saying is that firstly we need a magnesium ribbon. Clean a magnesium ribbon about 3 to 4 centimeter long by rubbing it with sandpaper. Take a sandpaper and take a magnesium ribbon. Rub the magnesium ribbon with the help of a sandpaper. Hold it with a pair of tongs. Burn it using a spirit lamp or burner and collect the ash so formed in a watch glass as shown in figure 1.1. Burn the magnesium ribbon, keeping it away as far as possible from your eyes. So, take a sandpaper, take a magnesium ribbon, clean the magnesium ribbon with the help of the sandpaper, and now using a spirit lamp or a burner, burn the magnesium ribbon by holding it with a pair of tongs. So that place a watch glass below the magnesium ribbon, where you can observe some whitish powder like structure thing, we call it as magnesium oxide. Okay. You must have observed that magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling light white flame and changes into a white powder. This powder is nothing but magnesium oxide. It is formed due to the reaction between the magnesium and oxygen present in the air. If you see here, the magnesium ribbon is actually burning with a white dazzling flame, and it forms a powdery matter called magnesium oxide, which is white in color, right? And this white powder is called magnesium oxide. It is formed due to the reaction between magnesium and oxygen, and this oxygen is already present in air, right? Now let's see activity 1.2. Take lead nitrate solution in a test tube. Add potassium iodide solution to this. We need to take a lead nitrate and we need to take potassium iodide solution, and you can find that in this activity 1.2 we can find that a reaction takes place and new products are formed, right? And these new products bring us new change.